Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Prophetic Intuition. This week, God led me to talk to you about waiting on God. Now, there are many of you out there right now, right as I speak, waiting on God. You're awaiting healing. You're awaiting for God to bring you a husband or a wife. You are awaiting breakthrough. And this breakthrough could be in many forms. A breakthrough and a spiritual awakening, your eyes being opened, your understanding being opened to the scripture, to knowing God in a deeper way, in deeper revelations. There are many of you who are waiting for financial breakthroughs. You're waiting for things to get better. And for those of you in ministry, you're waiting for God to exalt you. You're waiting for partnerships. You're waiting for growth. You're waiting for more people to come and help in the fields. Whatever it is that you're waiting on. Whether if it be you're waiting on your calling. You're trying to figure out what your identity is. But I tell you, if you've come to Jesus, you've made the right step in finding out who you are and who your identity is. Whatever it is you could be waiting on, all of us are made to wait at one point or another. I would like to say that everything is at our fingertips and we don't have to wait. But you see, there's important lessons while we're waiting on God to move on our behalf. Now, I'm not saying it's the funnest thing to do, because many of us want everything now, now, now. But you see, the way God works, He has 1,000 years in just one of our days. And He works through windows of time to where the heavens will open for a particular time. And events will happen in a domino effect to where when He blesses one person, multiples are blessed, and it just keeps rippling out across the globe. But you see, the reason why we have to wait is not always known immediately. And it will test us, it will try us, it will frustrate us, and even cause us to grow impatient. But if you look throughout the Bible, it is best to wait on the Lord. Let's read out the Bible. I'm going to read to you out of Psalm chapter 27, verse 14. It says, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord." See, there's a piece within that verse that is very important for every person who is waiting right now as we speak. And that is, He shall strengthen thine heart. Now, many of us grow weary. We begin to think, oh, the Lord hasn't answered my prayer by now. I don't know what I'm going to do. And there's nothing that you've tried that worked in actually speeding the process up. No manipulation whatsoever. You were just stuck waiting and waiting. But do you know, after we feel like we have come to our end, God strengthens us to where our end is not the end we thought. Because He will renew us, we will rise up, we will run and not grow weary. But we have to wait on God. Because it's very important that we wait on God. Because, if we try to do things ourselves or run ahead of God, or think if we try to change this or speak this or do this extra work, God's going to hurry up and answer. That doesn't always work. But if we would just be patient and let God do what He will do in His timing, we will find out the wait was worth it. So we just got to keep waiting. And I'd like to say there's an easy fix to not have to wait. But you see, like I said in the beginning of the show, all of us are made to wait. And we're not exempt from waiting. But you see, when you look around, the world is literally catered to the mindset of now, now, now. Everything's got to be now. It's set up just like a fast food restaurant. You pull into the drive-thru, you get what you need, and you leave. And it's usually under 5 minutes that you have to wait. So whenever those who have been out in the world and they come to know Jesus for their salvation, and they come into the church and they're made to wait, it's a shock because the entire world evolves around having everything right now. But I tell you, once you have come to know the importance of waiting, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because it's definitely not. God has got me waiting on quite a few things. But it's better to just let God take the reins of your life, just let God take over. But what's the definition of waiting? You know, everybody hears the word wait. Everybody has to wait. There's scientific evidence that the average person with a lifespan of 65 is going to wait 7 years of their life, either in a grocery store line or at a red light or at the bank or wherever it could be. But we are stuck waiting our turn. The definition, when I looked it up, I thought it was rather surprising for myself because after we come to know simple words, we don't even bother looking them up anymore. We just automatically know what it means. But it says, stay where one is or delay action until a particular time or until something else happens. Kind of reminds you of that verse in the Bible where it says, be still and know that I am God. But what do we do while we're waiting? Well, I'll tell you what's been working for me. You can't think about the wait. You can't think about what you don't have now, what you need now, but it's not there. Okay? So you're going to have to discipline your mind. You're going to have to take control and stay to your current task. Every person who is genuinely sought Jesus has been given a task. Something has been placed on your heart for this very moment. And that is what we are to focus on until God has answered or brought to completion our period of waiting. That is the best way to get through. Now, here's something else that God showed me I could do while I was waiting. He said, stay praising Him. He loves praise. And whenever you lift up praise, that really activates the Spirit of God to fall upon you. He says, have the faith with expectancy. And what I mean is, you already know that God is going to deliver you. You know that God is going to bring your waiting period to a completion. But while we're waiting on that, we can lift up praise, we can use our faith, and then have a spirit of expectancy, as if to say, God, I know you are going to do something. I know you're going to bring this period of waiting that I've been going through to an end. And you're going to bring a new beginning. And you're going to bring newness into my life. So that is the best way that I have found to wait on God without driving myself crazy. Because you can. You can get frustrated. You can get impatient. But you see, there is one perfect story in the Bible for everyone who wants to get impatient, and they don't want to wait on God, and they want to do things their way because they think, well, that's going to be the now, the instant gratification, the instant satisfaction, the now. But you see, God is a type of God. He will have you in preparation for 10 years down the road today. So just let Him be God and do what He does. But the one in the Bible that teaches us the importance of waiting and also the importance of not giving in to impatience, and that is Abraham and Sarah. God made Abraham a promise that He would give him a son. And Abraham waited and waited and waited. But Sarah grew impatient. And with her impatience led to other things, another child. Just to have the son that was promised to be brought later on. So if you ever question, why should I not be impatient with God, just read about Abraham. That will let you know firsthand how important it is just to be patient, wait on God, and in turn, wait for the promise to manifest. Now, like I said, it's not easy. Now we look at Joseph. He had a long period of waiting as well. And he had many ups and downs. And he was yelling out to God. Why? But God did not forget him. Everything that Joseph went through was necessary for Joseph to be that leader that God needed for that period of time. And another one, Job. I know many of you have read the book of Job. And I know whenever I read the book of Job, I thought to myself, wow, Job was dedicated. He went through so many ups and downs, lost everything. His family turned away from him. His friends, everything that he knew was gone. It was stripped away. And still, he waited on God to right the wrongs. And he did. God did. He came through. And if you read the last chapter, you'll see how well God had blessed Job for waiting. And Job is actually a perfect book to read if you want to know, is it really worth waiting on God? Because once you read the ending of Job, you think to yourself, wow, God not only came through, but he blessed Job 3 times as much as what Job started out with. You see, sometimes we just got to trust God. And I know we don't have all the answers right now. And for some of us, we're not supposed to have all the answers because that is a part of the training that God is putting you through. So be patient. Stay focused on the task at hand. Keep praise in your heart. And keep living, breathing, walking, and speaking in a faith with expectancy.